Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be removing this front bumper because I need to replace the front Valence fascia off of it because my wife kind of had a little accident on the front. She pulled into the garage too far. It pressed against the front of the bumper, and as you can see right here, it made this rip. And with the front splitter on the front, it just pulls it down even further. So I really got to change this out because it's just not a good look. So I ended up ordering this replacement one. Tesla wanted what, $300, $350 for a replacement one, and I was able to get this one for about $150 new off of eBay. It's an aftermarket one, but we'll see how the fitment is on it compared to factory. I did have to remove my front splitter off of there. That is an aftermarket. But other than that, this should be pretty straightforward. So one of the first things you want to do is go ahead and put your suspension, push the button, move it up to your highest level. So that way it's easy for you to get underneath the wheel well. You'll give you a lot of room underneath there with that jacked up that way. So put the suspension on very high. Then you want to go ahead and put it in jack mode, and then put your little disc up underneath there, put your little puck up underneath there, and jack it on up. And at that point, you have access to everything you need. All right, the things we want to get started. We want a nice little pick. You may find this helpful in getting the those side fender trim pieces off. You want, what is this, a 20 star bit? Yep, a number 20 star bit. You want a 10 millimeter. This right here always comes in helpful, so you don't have to worry about scratching your paint while trying to get trim pieces off. One of those body panel pullers over there. And this should be all you need. If we need anything else, I'll let you know. All right, now we want to go ahead and remove this right here. This little plastic trim piece. Remember, you do have one of your sensors on here, so there's a wire behind there, including the sensor itself, so be careful when pulling this off. There are no screws you have to remove. You just want to get behind there and just start pulling it out. Requires a little yank. You don't need to take it all off. You really just need the part that's going to be up here with the bumper. Now where this tool right here may come in handy, it's because you see these little clips right here? Sometimes some of them may be hard to get out, so it's nice to be able to just go in and move it out of the way or lift it up, whatever you may need at any point. Now, if you notice, my sensor kind of already had the plug kind of popped out, but normally it would be pushed in up in there. Bring you in closer. So what you have this little gray clip back there that you will push up on, to release. And then once it's up, you should be able to just push down and disconnect. There we go. All right, next what we want to do is remove the one screw that's over here under the wheel well. There's one on each side, one on this side and on the passenger side. And so after you have this off, now you have the ability to move this out of the way. And it's going to be roughly in this area right here. So you just push back on your wheel liner to be able to view the screw. So the screw is actually going to go in this direction. It's going to go through here up through there. So the screw head is going to be on this end towards the front. So you'll go underneath, you'll move the liner back a bit, and And there it is right there. You see it? So you just take your 20 star bit and you just take that on out. You can see I'm able to just do it by hand. At least I'm able to turn it by hand. And there is the screw. All right, next we can go ahead and remove these panels. Go ahead and have those out of the way. This pops off. Set it out of the way. And now, with the screw out, this should be free. There's just clips back there, so this should just pop right on out. Just like that. Now we're going to go underneath the car, and you can do this at the beginning, you can do it at the middle, you can do it at this point. Where I'm about to do it, it's up to you. Probably not at the end because you don't want the front already hanging off. But we're going to go underneath using this tool. All right, so as you can see, I've already removed a lot of the clips. And you can see they're going along here. All the way to the other side. I left one in for demonstration purposes. That's how quickly and easy they pop off. And you also got two 10 millimeters down here you want to remove as well. So you want to get those out of there. And you'll also notice you got a couple of those body clips right here and right here. So you may want to go ahead and pop those on out. All right, so next we want to remove the screws, or bolts that is, that hold on the bumper up here, and also this front grille. So there's two on this side, there's two 10 millimeters here, and two 10 millimeters here. And as you can see, there are the two right there. And here are the two on this side. As you can see, the one for the grill, I don't know if you can tell, that's the more brown one on your, what's that, left-hand side of the screen. This one was on the bumper, this one was for the grill, the longer one was for the grill. All right, so at this point, Zona did the same thing on both sides already. Got all the clips on the bottom, removed off the 4 bolts. You got both of your panels pulled out and separated. At this point, it should be ready to come on off. And there we go. There's the bumper off. And as you can see over here, so don't just pull it away right away. As you can see right here, there's a plug right here. So you want to disconnect that first. All right, now that we have the bumper off, we can start with replacing it. And one thing to note, this part right here is not part of the replacement piece, okay? That's a separate piece right here, the part that kind of curves under. All right, from looking at it from the back side, I can see we have, what, 10 millimeters right here. We have 2 hex ones, maybe those are 20. They're like they may be more of 25s or 30s. I'll let you know. Another 10 here, possibly a 10 there. No, I don't think those 10s will work, but this, here's a 10, here's 2 more 10, and these right here, these are for the fog lights, and I can't tell right now if they actually need to come out, but they may, and I'll let you know. All right, so now that I have the screws out, and it doesn't look like I'm going to need to take those torque head screws out from the fog lights, but I want to point you to where we are now. So now we have, those are those torque heads I was talking about that I don't think they're going to need to come out. We have the 10 millimeters out. Now these clips down here, some may pop out on their own, others just may require you to take a flathead up in there and move it out from inside of there as you're taking it off, okay? Just wanted to point that out. Don't try to force it out. You don't want to break these clips on this side, because then it won't be to set back on there properly. And I don't see anything behind here, so we may be okay. I'm taking a look now right here. You see this right here? I think it was originally, based off the way it looked, it may originally have been inside of this bolt right here. And when my wife did the damage, it forced it out. So that may require for you to remove this one. Okay, so that may be a possibility. So it's one here and one on the other side. And all I'm doing to get this out of here for each one is I'm just putting my flathead right down underneath this part right here. I'll show you. And then lifting it up. You see how it's lifting up? And then that's all you need to do for each one of them. All right, now that I have this side and that side disconnected, it's on that, remember earlier I talked about that one little piece that wasn't part of it? That is what's connected here and there, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and remove this 10 millimeter right here. It should free us up. Yep, it does. And there we go. And this is the piece I was talking about that's not part of it. All right, and there is a 10mm bolt here and a 10mm bolt here, I think helping to secure this on. So let's go ahead and remove those. And here it is. So now you can see even better what my wife did. So once she started the initial rip, and then the weight of this kind of just continued that rip down. It's kind of a weak point in this if something like that happens, because it's thinner over here than it is over here. And so this seam right here is like just a weak point up in there if your wife or husband happen to do something like that, or yourself. All right, now that we have it up, what we need to take off of here, you see this section over here? This section right here needs to come off and be transferred over onto our new one. You can see the body clip and the two 10mm holding it on. And any other metal clips, you also want to transfer them over onto your new bumper as well. Now, as far as quality goes between the two, I would say the Tesla one is better quality. I wouldn't say by a huge margin, by any stretch of the thing, but as you can see, there was multiple issues. There's a rip right here I didn't even know about. So this right here one definitely was better quality, but I wouldn't say superior because of that. And we will see how this one holds up. So now I'm just going to start transferring these over and transferring the metal clips over as well. All right, so now we're ready to put this piece back on that piece. Now this is what you see visually when you're looking at your car, and this is what's underneath. And so you have a mounting point here. You see the metal bracket here, and you have one on the other side. And if you take a look on here, you have this little raised section right here where that one with the metal bracket will go underneath there, and then your 10mm bolt will go right in on top of that. Same on the other side. All right, so now we're ready to reinstall this. It'll probably be a bit easier if you removed this bracket and the fog lights, or at least this bracket and this bracket right here to give you easier access to this, but I don't want to remove all of that. So I'm just gonna leave that there because it'll give you better access to these little receiving tab spaces over there. That's the only reason why. And one thing to note out, let me zoom in for you guys. All right, so this right here is the back side of your grill, your lower grill up front. If any of you guys are familiar with needing to clean out your off your radiator because leaves and stuff get up in there, which clogs it all up and cause for your fan to get on really high, sounding like a jet engine taking off. Well, I ended up making a grill for this to block that. Cost me all of about $30 to make it, buying the parts, and took me, probably 20 minutes to make it. I'll provide a link to the video if you can see that behind there. So normally it's just these little slats down here, so the leaves just come in from there, get all up in your radiator and clogs it up. This grill I made and mounted to the front prevents that. So just check out that video. Now that we have that piece back on the car, now let's put the bumper back on the car. All right, so that's how we change out that front fascia valance on our Tesla Model X. As you can see now, it no longer has that big crack up there that it had before. It's not sagging anymore. It looks factory, it looks how it should. So if you guys like, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button too as well, because I got a lot of other videos working on my Model X, on my Model S, and also on my Mustang Mach-E. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.